So now we're in the cell, and
I caught a cold.
you might recognize this guy.
Bitch. She took my clothes.
Especially if I make some noise and whatever. But first I think I'm going to have to call Otacon to get him to help me out a bit.
Otacon, are you still okay?
Yeah, thanks to the stealth camouflage, that is.
I have a favor to ask. I need your help.
I was wondering when you'd ask. What should I do?
I've been captured. I'm locked up here in this cell.
What cell?
There's a big torture machine nearby.
Okay, I know it. It's close. I'll be there right away.
Thanks.
Okay, that done with. You just have to wait for him. You have to go into the...
Hey. Hey.
No, wait a minute. I'm
Hey.
just gonna...
Shut up in there, will ya?
Remember that? He's still he still doesn't want to assert any authority. He just want to ask you politely if you can be quiet. But anyway, now that I've called Otacon, you have to wait for a while for him to appear here. And I know there's several other ways you can get out of this room, but I just like doing this if I want to get out of here as fast as possible. Because but now you have to wait to go through another interrogation sequence, and then he appears and gives you some supplies you can use to escape. Other things you can do is if you just go through between 3 and 5 of those torture segments, then the ninja will actually appear and bust open the door and let you out. Other than that, I'm not 100% sure if this last technique works in this version, but at least in the original, you could wait for the guard to have a case of diarrhea and run off to the bathroom, and then just hide under the bed, and he wouldn't see you when he came back, open the door, run in, and then you would have a chance to take him down and get out of the cell. But I haven't tried that in this version, so I don't know if that works.
There are no continues, my friend. I fought wars in Afghanistan, Mozambique, Eritrea, and
So now
Chad.
we are on the
Among
second go at
Mujahideen
this,
guerrillas,
and if
I
you
was known and feared
did what I did,
as
Otacon should
I was
appear
trained by the Russian GRU.
outside the cell in the next time
I'm
you're
not
there,
like one of
after
those
this
KGB
segment.
slugs. To me, this isn't torture. It's a sport.
You're all just a bunch of sadists.
Don't confuse me.
Oh,
with
and if
those
you choose to
uniformed
submit
fools.
in these scenes, then you won't get called back to the torture machine.
Shall we begin?
But you still have to wait, even if you call Otacon or would decide to wait for the guard to go to the bathroom or whatever. You have to wait for a while to get your opportunity to escape. But you only get called back to this if you haven't surrendered.
Shall we go again?
Which makes sense, I mean, because he says that the torture will stop, so...
Had enough yet? Oh, we're not finished yet.
And this part is kind of hard on your fingers and arm, because you have to press the buttons relatively quick
You're a strong man.
in order to
Well, that's enough for now.
endure the torture.
We live in a sad age. Imperialism. Totalitarianism.
But for me at least, I haven't had any real problems
20th century
getting
Russia
through
has
that
had
part.
its share of
But I have
problems.
heard that
At
some
least
people
they had an ideology.
never really
Russia today
managed to get
has
through
nothing.
that they didn't manage to press the
They're
buttons fast
struggling
enough, and
between freedom and
yeah,
order.
that could
And
happen.
with that struggle, a new spirit of nationalism has been born.
But for me, that has
The
never
boss has a
never
close
really been
friend high up
any
in the Russian
problem.
government. He's
But
currently
of course,
the
it
head
also
of
depends
Spetsnaz.
on what difficulty you have it on and all that.
He's agreed to purchase this new nuclear weapons system. The Hind was just a down payment.
So, you're in this for the money?
I don't need money. I want Russia to be reborn, to lead a brave new world order.
And I think we now get another look at this dragging him through the wall thing. It does look like he's getting dragged through the wall. I mean, you do hear a door opening and closing and all that, but they're dragging towards the wall. You never see him walk to the side or anything, and you see Ocelot for a little while, and then you hear the door opening and closing, and suddenly they're right outside the wall they went through. They went for, so...
You okay, Snake?
Yeah. Nothing new to report.
Snake, is there anything I can do?
Yeah. My arm hurts.
Poor
And
Snake.
I don't know how many of you actually did this, but when she tells you to put the controller up to your arm, if you do that, especially if you've been in that torture room and resisted, and then it does actually relieve some of the muscle ache you might have had.
How does that feel, Snake? A little better?
A shiatsu massage. How did you do that?
I stimulated your muscle fibers with the nanomachine cilia. That's about all I can do for you.
And that's another thing I don't know why they do, but it doesn't matter at all. But for some reason they decided to change the Snake's line there to shiatsu massage. How do you do that? In the original it's just, how do you do
I'm
that?
not a very good talker.
I don't know why he needs to specify that it was a shiatsu massage, which I do not know if it really was anyway.
It's a tough one.
Any family?
That's not a happy topic for me.
I don't have any
Oh, and
family.
this part is
No, wait.
is
There was a
horrible
man
to me.
who said he was my father.
Where is he?
Dead.
I mean,
By my own hand.
the music just...
Big boss.
Oh, it's horrible in this part.
Big boss?
There was no way you could know. It happened in Zanzibar.
It's okay, but
6
it
years
does
ago.
not have the same
Only Snake
atmosphere
and I
and
know the real truth of what
just
happened there.
epicness to and
So, is it true?
awesomeness to it that the original did.
Was Big Boss really your father?
That's what he said. That's all I know.
And you were able to kill him,
And
knowing that?
if that's not bad enough, then when Naomi starts talking about
Wanted.
her past,
And him.
That's patricide.
I mean, she in the original, you could hear the pain in her voice. You could hear that
Just like Mason said.
Is that why you left Fox
she
Hill?
didn't really like talking
Let's
about
just
it and
say
all
I
that.
needed to be alone for a while.
And here,
And Alaska
it's
was the
just-
perfect place.
she has no emotion in her voice whatsoever. Just
I
listen.
didn't have a real family either. Just a big brother who put me through school. We weren't even blood related, and he was much older than me.
Where is he?
He's dead.
I'm sorry.
Snake, is there a woman in your life?
After you've been through as many wars as me, it's hard to trust anyone.
I mean, yes,
Friends?
you get to hear her talk more about that later, and
You're still calling me
I
a
think you
friend?
should really pay attention to her voice there, because
No,
there is
There was another.
no emotion in it.
Frank Yeager.
Big Boss's most trusted lieutenant, and the only member of Foxhound ever to receive the code name Fox. Gray Fox.
I learned a lot from him.
Didn't you try to kill each other?
And even that line
We did.
isn't good enough for me, especially in comparison to the original,
We were just professionals. on
where she was
opposite
really,
sides,
you could
that's
hear that she was
And you
shocked, because
still
she was
call
under the
yourself
impression that
friends?
all. Hard to
that
believe.
Snake was this
War
horrible
is no
killer that
reason to
had
end a
just
friendship.
killed
That's insane.
Frank Yeager for
Man
no
on the
real...
battlefield.
that he's just
He was
mercilessly
being
killed
held
him
prisoner
almost.
of outer heaven, but he didn't look like a prisoner to me. He was always so.
She had no idea that they
cool
used to be
and
friends.
precise. I was still green, and he showed me the ropes.
You knew him well?
No, we never talked
But
about
that's
our personal
not
lives.
conveyed in her voice in
Sort
this
of
version.
unwritten
She's
rule.
flat and dull and
Next time I
boring,
saw him
and
on the battlefield,
yeah, and I know I've
we were enemies.
been...
We were
I
fighting
know I've
barehanded
come
at
back to this a
minefield.
lot, but it's just, it's so
It sounds
horrible, and I
strange to
don't
most
get it.
people,
It's the same
but we were
voice
just two
actress.
soldiers
It's
doing our
the
job.
only thing
It's
is
like
that
a
they've
sport.
removed the
It makes
accent,
no
the British
sense.
accent she had from the original, and that would have been fine.
Yeah.
But why has she removed all her
So
acting
if you were
skill?
friends, then how
I
do you
mean,
explain
did
them
someone
just
tell
because
her
I
that
don't
she
know.
had to do her
of
voice
genes?
with no
Maybe
emotion?
predisposed
I
toward
don't
violence.
get what happened
I
there.
really like talking about genes.
I mean, I'm sorry, I just don't get it.
Why did you get into genetic research anyway?